not, vocational qualifications and all that sort of thing, then I know that she knows computers and all that, right? Let's say I have given her the responsibility of teaching to some 8th class students mathematics or English or some such thing. That's the job for which I have appointed her. But now that I know she knows computers also, right? I will call her and say, I want to computerize the attendance, the fee particulars and the marks of all the 800 students of our school. Please do it. Have you understood? Please understand the conversation. Then let's say we parent Amma, Vasanta. Now let us say Vasanta madam says, I am just a teacher for maths and English. Why should I do this? You have not appointed me for the computer job. Are you getting my point? Or if you pay more, I will do it. Or in my earlier job, it's a 1 lakh of rupees consultancy project. If you pay 1 lakh, I will do. Or okay, 50,000 I will do. Nothing less than that. That's the reaction. Then the principal madam may give, may not give, that's a different story. But forget about this. On the other hand, let us say she will say, I will do it. Oh, very good, thank you. For the first time you may get paid or not, I do not know. It depends on the culture of the organization. But the madam will say, you have respected my word, I have requested of you, asked you, you have done it. So next time, whenever any important work, call her, call Vasanta, she will do it. Let us say she wants to do more important work to you next time. Then you will say, Amma, I do need money. You are giving me only so much as a teacher and you are making me do extra work. I have to sit in home for 4 hours, 5 hours every day or another 5 hours in the office and I have put in 200 man hours in developing this package or the packet, etc. So I think you must kindly ensure that some payment is made. I will make arrangements, don't worry. You may get 50,000 outside, but we will give only 20,000 for you. Try to understand the conversation that I have developed, the scenario. That means if you accept work and responsibility, you will get more and more work, more and more responsibility, more and more recognition, more and more opportunities and more confidence. But example, if you shirk from responsibility, हम आके क्या लेसन पढ़ा के जाना है, कंप्यूटर्स का हमारा काम नहीं है, वो दूसरे लोग हैं, उन लोगों से करवा दो आप. Next time, whenever anything comes, she will say, no, any other person other than Vasanta, I have no objection. Have you understood that? You must be able to attract work like a blotting paper. You must be like the live wire in the organization where you are working. Whenever there is any problem or tough work, people must say, look, here is the person. He will be able to do it. Call him and give it. He will do it. I know he is a confident person. So what type of name you enjoy in the organization or in the home? Or say in the school, whatever that be, depending on your age, etc. Emma? Go ahead. Oh. Okay. You are doing research. Confidence and effectiveness. Okay.
I'm from my family.
Okay.
From this research, the students who are confident and becoming confidence, they become overconfident.
Overconfident. That is wrong.
They are doing very bad in their result.
Correct. Because overconfidence makes my eyes go here. I become dhamandi, pride. I don't care. I will start telling I know more than the teacher. You get my point? And in that recklessness, they will spoil the question paper.
Those who are not overconfident,
right?
Confidence level,
right?
They are very much notable. They are not respecting anybody. They don't.
That's a different. You see, I tell you, 1 minute. Let me. I think I have understood your problem. What I am trying to tell is,
the students who are confident, they never respect any teacher.
There will always be exceptions to every rule.
Yes.
But confidence, which is confidence in good things, not confidence which will make you feel proud, confidence which will make you close your eyes, not overconfidence, but confidence. The subtle difference is understood. For example, let's say I am a good player in tennis. He is also a good player. बच्चा दिख रहा, मैं लेफ्ट हैंड से उसको हरा दूंगा. Do you get my point? Overconfidence. How do I know he may be an excellent player? Are you getting my point? Oh, you are a player, very good. So you represented your college? Wonderful. Let's have a friendly match. That is positiveness, isn't it? बच्चा दिख रहा, 2 मिनट में उसको हरा दूंगा, 0 पे लग दूंगा उसको. Overconfidence. Maybe I'm a good player, but you are not expected to say it that way, isn't it? That's where values, character come into the picture.
Okay, another finding, we have a group of assistants in the complete work of the society. I am leading this team and I believe on this team. My finding is that the students were very innocent and very confident. Not overconfident, good confidence in good way.
Okay.
Very innocent.
Okay.
Their IQ is 20 times low. than
Could
the
be.
students-
Could be.
than the students.
Because their good nature is helping them.
And in another point, the students were confident, but in good way they are using, but their mind and studying abilities and attitudes is less than the students who are only innocent. So which one is better, becoming innocent
Just 1 minute.
or becoming confident is good?
I'll tell you, 1 minute. I am a university retired professor. 2, I know methodological issues. 3, way back 1959, I was myself a student of Badruka College. 4, I have guided people while doing for MPhil and PhD, etc. Now, whatever conclusions you are drawing based on a limited sample. Sample is of what size? 250 students he has studied and he is drawing certain inferences. Maybe you have done it perfectly correct, and maybe in respect of the 250 sample, your findings are correct. But let us say this gentleman starts another project, studies 500 people, say from engineering or medical or law college, etc. His findings could be different from your findings. So, what is specific to a sample group cannot be generalized unless repeated studies have confirmed the truth. Simple? Am I clear? Let's proceed, because others may not be interested in it down further. Confidence improves with your willingness to learn continuously. If you are willing to learn, you are learning more knowledge, more skills, more experience, more wisdom, confidence level will improve. You will welcome change with improved confidence and face the future better. Confidence improves creativity. For example, 10 times I have done it before. You want me to show it 11th time. I will think separately, in the sense I will think differently. I will try to do it in a very creative manner. You get my point? But I have never done it before. I will not be very creative because I don't have the confidence in it. Practice improves confidence. A very obvious truth. Practice improves confidence. Confidence makes you active and, more importantly, proactive. Proactive means anticipating things and doing without waiting for the thing actually to occur. Being ready in advance. Being well prepared. Not waiting for the event to occur. Taking initiative in advance and so on. Confidence improves gradually. It cannot improve suddenly, overnight. Planning, implementation and review. These are the things that are likely to improve your confidence. Gradually but continuously. You may be inching up only 1 inch in 1 month. Does not matter. But you are always going up. But if you are losing ground, you for 4 months, 4 inches up, 5th month, 10 inches down. Are you getting my point? That's not going to improve your confidence. Confidence, yes, but not overconfidence. You understood, my friend? Confidence, yes, but not overconfidence. Avoid overestimation. Discipline improves confidence. Confidence improves perseverance. Try to understand these things. Avoid overestimation. Normally we have a tendency that I overestimate myself and underestimate others. Or I overestimate myself and underestimate the task. The work that is assigned. These things are going to really upset the sensitive balance or the equation in my mind, and my performance will be of a lower quality. There is a saying in Telugu. How many of you can't follow Telugu? Telugu entamandiki artham kaadu? You can't follow Telugu? Just 1 or 2 sentences. పాము చిన్నదైనా పెద్ద కర్రతో కొట్టమన్నారు. ఎందుకు? క్వశ్చన్ అది కాదు. చిన్న పాముని చిన్న కర్ర కోసం వెతికే బదులు అందుబాటులో ఉన్న కర్రతో ముందు కొట్టు. చిన్న పాముకు చిన్న కర్ర, మధ్య పాముకు మధ్య కర్ర, పెద్ద పాముకు పెద్ద కర్ర.